Hi, I'm Patti Mollica. Today we're going to talk about bold gestural brushwork. This is a style of brushwork that has a quality about it that shows a certain type of energy and the direction of the paint passages. The artist's movement and the way they apply the paint is directly evident when you look at the brushwork. This is very different from a more traditional style where the brushwork is hidden and the passages are polished and smooth. Gestural brushwork is a more contemporary look. Today we'll go through the materials and techniques that will help you get a bolder look in your brushwork. So let me show you what it looks like when you load up your brush with a lot of paint and you put a big passage of paint across your canvas. You get a big, beautiful stroke, and sometimes you get these swirls of color, and if you want to go on top of that with, say, something darker, but you get a look that can't be achieved if you were trying to do it with a smaller brush. This is a number 4, and let's say I wanted to get that big, luscious gestural stroke. Well, often what students do is they do like 10 strokes where they could do 1. So start here, then maybe dip into a little bit of that color. Maybe I want it to go a little bit lighter. But it's a very, very different effect than loading up your brush, your big brush, with a lot of paint. So here goes. I'm going to carve in around my vase. I'm going to go back down here. See, I haven't lifted up yet from the I'm going to flip around. I'm going to come down here. Sometimes while you're painting, you're pushing the paint onto the other side, and it gives you kind of another loaded brush to work with. So you have more paint than you thought you did. Now this is not cheating. I'm going to go around here. Starting to run out of paint a little bit. But I'm going to kind of start pushing my paint into it, and I'm going to flip over again. See what I can get out of this side of the brush. So this is how you learn to move your arm. Looks a little weird, but this is how you get to really learn how to get expressive brushwork. So why don't I pull out my rigger and just going to add a couple of highlights. I don't like to go crazy with highlights. Just like to pick a couple of the ones that seem to be the... Now you want to do your highlights in one stroke. There's one highlight. I'm going to put another one in right here. Sometimes you can brace yourself with your little finger. And I see another one going around here. So I'm going to put that in as well. The nice thing about acrylics is if you don't like what you just did or you made it too big, you can kind of erase, because I feel like that stroke was just a little too big. I may want to go in and soften a couple of edges right around there with the color that's in between, as we talked about before, doing optical mixing here. So that's not that much darker. Let me go in and make it a little bit darker so there's a little softer edge right there, right around there. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do is hit the top part of it so that it feels like there's a little more dimension in the folds. So I think I'm going to go a little bit pinker and just trying to give it some real dimension there. See that kind of. And I'm going to go in and hit my pears with a nice light color. Now I'm going to accentuate it a little bit because it's not really all that obvious there. Sometimes it's your job as the artist to push things, make things more dramatic. See how that makes that look so dark. So I'm not sure I want it to be that bright. I'm going to go over it just slightly darker. Come around here, and I see that there's a kind of it's being hit very strongly by light right here. So I'm going to hit that with light right there. Maybe I'll come out just a little bit. Okay. All right. So now at this point, I feel like finessing them just a little, but I know that it's probably not the right time to do that, because what I really should do is get my background in, because that's when I can tell, you know, exactly. That's when I can tell how all the puzzle pieces are working together.